Welcome back. So most of you know, if you've been here, I've recently acquired a folding shovel from my friend Brian, which these things are extremely handy, an awesome tool to have in your kit. It brought back old memories. I used to carry the old military style one that folded up and it had the triangle handle, and I used that thing a lot, and I don't even know whatever happened to the one I had. It's probably buried in everything I got somewhere. But I got to thinking about that, and then I went ahead and searched a bunch of videos and seen what people had on there with these. And they have all these newer ones, newer style now, and you know, they're really useful. I mean, a lot of people are beating them, throwing them in trees, digging and you name it. They have extra goodies in the handle. They're a multi-tool type of deal. But one of the things I always used to do with that other one, I want to show you with this one. I hadn't seen nowhere where anybody else has ever done it. So give me a minute here. I got 2 pieces of cordage. Just a little trick to make things simpler, easier on you sometimes when you're in the woods or whatever. Just something to know, and it might help you out sometime, So let me bring you a little closer to this tree. What I do is, it really doesn't matter the size tree, depending on how much cordage you got, And you want to keep the cordage in mind for what you're doing. This is just sisal, which it's not flammable or anything like. I mean, it'll burn, but it's not like it don't melt or anything. Which I know a lot of people carry paracord and stuff. I carry a lot of mule tape and sisal. I have tons of the sisal. I made cordage out of hay bale twine. But anyway, we're all time. If you're anything like me, you're always fumbling around looking for a spot to put your stove or lantern or something, anything in your kit. But at the end of the day, when I'm done using my shovel, or even if I haven't used it, one of the uses I found for them is just to make a handy little shelf for your cooking. Let's see, get you right about there. See, what I like to do is I'll start at the top, take me a big chunk out like that. I'll do a wrap, double wrap, hold that with my thumb, and then I just create a jam knot. It's just a knot on top of a knot. I should bring you in. I'll show you on the bottom one because it kind of got to hold it, but I usually start with the top, and that helps me level it and plumb it. You get that jam knot over here towards the side and just pull it around back, and you keep your extra tag off towards the back, okay? So now I can adjust that about where I want it. And the thing about these is if your tree's leaning or anything, you can also, unscrew the fixture there and level it to the level you want if your tree's leaning. But now I got it where I want it, kind of fit it around, and I'll just do the same thing at the bottom. Wrap it, couple wraps. Let me show you how I do my knot. I mean, you all know how to make knots, and I mean, you can use a trucker's hitch, anything you want. But I just wrap it a couple times, take my 2 pieces, throw one over. This already has a knot in the end to keep it from fraying because you can't really melt sisal. Just tie another knot there. Okay, pull that around, pull it nice and tight. Okay, you can probably use it for a step if you needed to get up a little higher. You just have to be careful of the edges and stuff, you know. Goes without saying. All right. So maybe you're boiling water for with your noisy old canister stove and boiling water for coffee. I like to heat up these completes while I'm doing it. Drop them in the boiling water a while, heat them up. My food will be hot. I'll have hot water for coffee. Good little spot out of the way from my lantern, you know. It's just a little simple trick, guys. Just one of the things I do around camp. I'm always looking for that little spot out of the way, you know. You might have a varmint like this that runs around and runs over sniffing everything. You want her out of the way. And I don't think I showed you how I do my water backup system, but you know, that's a place to set my jug. I'll show you more on the water system later if you want, but I ran a cord up to a high limb there I could throw over, and I got that in my dirty water jug. So I go up to a pond up there and get water. So I can bring that up. It's just gravity fed. Tie this off. Drop that in a jug, and there we go. We'll let that, that's real slow, you know. You don't want to, you can hook up a different type bottles. You know how these systems work, and you can squeeze it through or whatever, but I mean, it's not a hateful little trinkle, but it's just someplace out of the way, something. I'm just trying to show you some uses for this to make it less gadgety. I don't know. It's just a handy little thing, simple thing to know. I'm gonna let that drain a while. I need that water. We're down to woods today, and we're gonna try to do some deer hunting here, but calling for a ton of rain and then turn snowstorm Sunday morning. We got a couple nights to spend here, but well, I'm gonna show you another thing here. Yeah, so like I said, you want, depending on what you're doing, you want to keep in mind the cordage you're using, which way the wind's blowing and that stuff. You know, it all goes without saying, but one thing you can do, you know, improvise with your cordage or whatever. You can always put wrap foil around it if it's going to be something that's going to melt or catch fire or whatever. But, you know, you don't want to be blowing the flames right into the tree and burn it or nothing. You know, just, you know, use common sense, keep everything copacetic. But I got some new stainless steel cookware, which stainless steel is not, polished stainless steel is not too bad about getting the soot off. But this is an old trick a lot of people know, but some don't. I just recently had talked to some people that didn't know, and it especially works good for aluminum cookware. Back in when I was a kid in Scouts, my dad and some of the other Scoutmasters showed us, you know, you just take you some dish soap, rub the outside of your pan, and that'll make all that soot clean up and everything come off so much better for you. Just a nice little thin layer on the outside of your pan. Out here, you want cleanup to be as easy as possible, you know. I'm gonna put a little dash of water in the bottom of this. I got a meal to cook. I had to get the old hobo stove in there. I got some canned chicken soup from my mom. I know my buddy Burns gonna appreciate that. But we've also got some instant rice to throw in it later once it gets cooked up. But this is gonna be our lunch or dinner. Fair warning, this isn't New Year's, that's tomorrow. But don't eat poultry or anything with wings on New Year's. That says that your luck will fly, or they say your luck will fly away with that. You want to eat pork, which I've got pork in there, and sauerkraut. The Pennsylvania Dutch say the pork is because the hog roots forward, and the cabbage and sauerkraut is kind of like a money sign type of thing. So, but I won't drag this out any longer, guys. I sure appreciate you all that stopped in. Big thank you to all my awesome loyal subscribers and commenters. I really appreciate you all. If this somehow makes it into, you know, what they call public, it never does, but if you're new, we appreciate a subscribe. You know, help a small guy, humble little channel grow a little bit. We really appreciate it. It'd be nice to meet you and join in. We've always got a little something or another going on. A lot of these little tricks and stuff I do like during a camp trip or whatever. I don't actually just go out and do this certain thing. It's usually done in the heat of the battle, so to speak. So we really appreciate you all. Ty and I we'll tell you all Happy New Year's. New Year's will be tomorrow. This is the last one of 2021. Wish you all the best of luck. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time.